welcome back to the TTA Performance YouTube channel. It's been a while since I've posted anything, but I've got a good one for you today. We actually took my car to the drag strip. It's been a few weeks ago now, but on a Wednesday night we were there. My son was running the car in the bracket racing. By the end of the night it was kind of cool outside. I said I'm going to go for a glory pass with the car, and after a few tries and some adjustments, at about 17 pounds of boost, she ripped off a new personal best. It went 12:33 at 108.7 miles an hour, something like that, almost 109 miles an hour. I'm going to post that video right here. So yeah, you could see, man, it was on a pass. And so I kind of want to go over the details as to the mods that are done to the car. I've done it before. There's been a few changes, not a whole lot, but one of the biggest things that I want to do is I want to go scale the car to see how much it weighs. Now, the drag strip does not have a working scale. A buddy of mine that had race car scale says they're not working. Otherwise he would borrow them to me. So I'm gonna actually go take it to the semi-truck stop and go weigh it on a cat scale over there. But you guys are gonna ride along with me, so we're gonna take the car over there right now. Alright, so we're heading over there and it's very loud in the car. Unfortunately the windshield is dirty because the farmers are doing work in the fields and it's very dusty, so everything's settled all over the cars. But you can, I'll let off a little bit so you can kind of hear me talking. But as you can probably tell if I get on it, oh, she's still cold. But you'll hear the turbo whistle. So yeah, she sings pretty good. Sounds like a diesel truck going down the road. Pretty loud out the exhaust. It's just an open 3-inch downpipe right by about the middle of the passenger door. Oh, we got a nice sunset going on here too. But we're heading over to the truck stop, which is not too far. And once we get there, we'll figure out how we can weigh this car. Inside to see how this goes down for getting it scaled, and we're gonna run it over there right now. works.
How you doing?
Good. Car number 301, and it's for TTA Performance.
Man, I wish I still had mine. I never sold it.
All right, we'll see you inside.
Okay, thanks. And just to show you guys what we have going on, I'm going to pull forward here. So I was standing on the scale, so it's with me in the car technically. You can see here we have a little under half a tank of gas, and I'm just gonna, we're gonna see what's in the trunk. A towel, the spare tire's still in there, some random junk. Full interior back seat. Put the phone down. And as you can see, air conditioning is on it. Even the condenser is in the front. It's kind of hard to see. But yeah, let's go inside and go get the report, and then we'll talk about the motor itself. All right, so here's the official weight. Gross weight 3,780 pounds. That's with me standing on the scale and about a little under half a tank of gas. That's about what I thought it would be, because last time I weighed one of these cars on a cat scale, it weighed 3,600, and that was without me in the car. So yeah, I'd say that's about right. All right, let's get it home. Overdrive is nice. Alright, let's talk tech, all the mods that are done to this car. Some of the things that have been this way for a long time. This motor, or this engine, originally started out as a 40,000 mile 301 turbo. Was taken out of an 81 Daytona 500 pace car. Somebody did the full LS treatment, pro touring, whatever you want to call it. And I bought the entire drivetrain out of the car. Tore down the engine, which was in excellent condition. Re-gapped the rings for more boost. Put in a comp cam, 252H cam is what I call it, which the specs are 206 duration. It's a single pattern cam at 50 thousandths lift, and the actual lift at the valve with a 1:5 ratio rocker arm is 425. This has 165 rockers on it, so it brings the lift up much higher. I want to say, I'd have to do the math, basically somewhere around 470 lift, I think 469, something like that. I don't know, if you do the math you'll figure it out. Other than that, let's see, what other mods have we done? The cylinder heads themselves, really no changes to the cylinder heads, maybe some very light porting, but nothing drastic. Like I said, it still has stock valve springs in it. It has the 165 rocker arms on it. Intake manifold is stock, untouched, not ported. It does have my shorty header system on it, which unfortunately has been discontinued due to costs. But it does have shorty headers with my 2-inch merge pipe, and it has a external wastegate on the up pipe right by the air conditioning compressor. It's actually underneath my overflow bottle. There's a wastegate there. Which is then coming up and feeding into the turbo. So the turbo is where there's a really big change. So the turbo itself, it started life as the original Garrett T3 turbo. The compressor housing is the stock compressor housing. It has been enlarged to put in a 60-1 billet compressor wheel, which is roughly a 62 millimeter inducer size. The exhaust turbine wheel is what is called the Stage 5 exhaust wheel, which is also about a 62 millimeter exducer size. The turbine housing, this is a change that has this is different from the first time that it went 12s or even did its previous 1245 personal best. We got rid of the stock internal wastegated turbine housing. We were using the stock turbine housing last time. We did not use the wastegate that was on it because we were using the external wastegate. So we had the original wastegate was wired closed at that time. Now we are running an aftermarket 0.83 AR turbine housing, which is pretty much the same size as a stock one, except obviously we don't have an internal wastegate in it, and it is V-band clamped both on the inlet and on the exhaust outlet. The exhaust outlet is a 3-inch V-band, so this is another change that occurred after changing this turbine housing, is that now we are running a 3-inch mandrel bent downpipe, and like I said, it exits under the car about midway of the passenger door, and it is open. It does tee into my tailpipe system, but I did not cap off the downpipe, so I've been leaving it open, but it can be capped off to run through the tailpipes if need be. Other than that, what else do we have going on? It is on a Holley Super Sniper 8-injector unit. Now, originally we had a 4-injector unit on this car, and then when we switched to E85, we were running out of fuel injector, so we switched to a Super Sniper Holley 8-injector unit. So now we have plenty of fuel being delivered because we are on ethanol. We are on E85, pump E85 fuel. Now, a lot of people get confused with my air cleaner setup here. This is not pressurized. This is a pressure hat that I had purchased because I figured at some point I was probably going to do some kind of custom blow-through setup for experimenting with. In the meantime, I'm just using it as an air cleaner. This is kind of similar to what Buick did with the V6s, 83 and down. But basically, this is a Spectre cast aluminum pressure hat with their 4-inch flexible hose, and there is an air filter, a cone air filter, ducked down next to the battery, grabbing cold air from basically the fender area behind the headlight. Other mods that I'm trying to think of. Engine-wise, that's pretty much it. It's just a lot of bolt-ons. It still runs at 7.5 to 1 compression cast dished pistons from GM. It is a standard bore block. It still has the standard GM rings in it. Obviously, we opened up the gap on them. It is still running GM standard bearings and crankshaft, and we did replace the oil pump with a fresh Melling M54DS, which is the standard pump for a turbo car. So it still has plenty of oil pressure, 60 psi, on the throttle, maybe above 20 when it's idling hot. Runs very well. Some of the other mods, we have a 160 thermostat in here, but that was me doing that because I have a ball valve going to the plenum coolant hose. I am running it with hot water all the time going through there because on ethanol, things cool off a lot. It needs a little bit of heat just to get things evaporating. On a humid day, you get this thing going, that plenum will actually start sweating and feel cold to the touch. Ethanol is a wondrous thing on turbo cars and anything boosted. We do have a cold case radiator in it. It is running an electric fan. This is a 17-inch Ford Taurus fan on the stock shroud. We are not running the air pump, obviously, and of course there's no direct drive fan on it. And if anybody's interested, yes, we're running Hydro Boost. We're not running a vacuum assisted power brakes. This is a Hydro Boost system from a Chevrolet Astrovan, running a Corvette master cylinder and an adjustable proportioning valve. So moving on, transmission. Again, this is where we have some changes being made. When it went 1245 back in 2000, was it 2004, 2003? When it went 1245, it was still with a turbo 350, the original turbo 350 to 308 gears in the rear end, and a 2500 stall torque converter. Now we have upgraded to a 204R overdrive. It is running a smaller diameter, roughly 2800 RPM, torque converter. Bought it off of a friend that had it in the Grand National. It is a non-lockup unit. We noticed that due to the reduced weight of the torque converter on the crankshaft, the motor is a very happy revving engine. We have the 204R, and then we also in the rear we changed the rear gears to a 342 ratio from the 308s. It made a big difference in the way the car performs. Very happy with it. On the street with street tires, this thing comes in to boost anything over 14 pounds or 14 pounds and above. It'll start spinning the tires in first gear. You shift second gear and it really starts spinning the tires. So we run a drag radial at the drag strip, a 255 60 15 drag radial. We don't have them on right now, obviously, because we've been driving it on the street. But that's what we run at the drag strip. Other than that, that's basically it. There's no mods done to the chassis or anything, as obviously you just looked at the scale, and the scale said that it weighs 3780 with me in it. There's calculators out there that we could probably figure out how much horsepower it's making based on the ET at the drag strip. And noticing recently when I was driving the car and comparing my little screen for the Holly Sniper, comparing the tack from the Sniper to the tack on the dash. The tack on the dash is reading fast by about 500 RPM, maybe more. So some people had asked on the video, hey, it sounds like you're short shifting it, and I thought the same thing. Probably was. So maybe next time we go to the track, we'll actually watch the Sniper tachometer and maybe be making some shift points at a higher RPM, and who knows, maybe it'll go faster. So that is everything there. Now you guys know everything that's going on with this car. Some of the parts that are on it, obviously we sell. And yeah, this is nothing real fancy. I mean, this is a stock short block, kind of a stock long block in a way, other than the camshaft. But we do have more mods planned for the future. There will be videos coming out, especially a naturally aspirated 301, a non-turbo 301 with some cool changes. We're going to be putting on an engine dyno and some other stuff. But in the meantime, we're having fun with my 81 Turbo Trans Am. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm super excited about the 12-second time slip, the 12:33. We're hoping to go even faster. We're starting to get closer and closer to an 11-second pass. I don't know if we'll ever get there, but it'd be fun to try. So thanks for watching, guys, and we'll catch you next time.